Hello. Welcome to Hogwarts, of course. Welcome to Slytherin House, the best house, especially for those who have great ambition. Salazar Slytherin always preferred those who had high ambition, as well as a drive for knowledge. I know that he was well known for blood purity, but over the years, that stigma has left our house. I myself am a half-blood, and even my father, who is a muggle, understands that any blood, magical or not, matters. Every single person in this world matters, whether magical or not, whether different or not. But here at Slytherin, we're just a bit better. Those of us in the Slytherin house, again myself, are exceptionally well at figuring out the best solution for a problem with as little amount of problems as possible. Now, whether that means less work or less cooperation, I am unsure. I myself find cooperation to be very useful, especially through houses. I have friends of every house, yes, even in Gryffindor. They get on my nerves a bit when it gets to Quidditch time. I'm glad we faced them last this year, as it will mean the most at the end for the Quidditch Cup. And speaking of cups, we have won the House Cup the last 2 years, and throughout my entire 6-year career here at Hogwarts, Gryffindor has won 0. So if we do not win the cup this year, Gryffindor cannot win. I'd love to rub in their face that they won 0 times the entire time we were here at Hogwarts. That would make it wonderful. Now, speaking of points and house points, last 2 years I have procured the perfect replica of the House Cup. It has been in our house for 2 years, so I've had plenty of time to look at it and examine exactly what it looks like, how it feels. I was able to make a very small replica of it. Now, I'm unsure whether anyone has ever made one before, but I like to believe that I am the first, and would like to finish this year hoisting the real one again. Of course, I didn't quite earn my house very many points last year. I think I was actually -5. Not a very productive year. After a year of owls, I knew there wouldn't be many end of the year exams that were significant, so I chose to disregard some rules. Spent a lot of time outside of the common room during the night hours, which I do not recommend. Our caretaker does not recommend students outside of bed past curfew. The Quidditch team was not very happy with me. I am a chaser, right side chaser. We were able to tie the last game, but of course, since I missed the game before, we lost out to Ravenclaw winning the cup. by about 50 points, I believe it was. Had we won that last match, it may have gone in our favour. We may have won a little bit more points, and I may have been forgiven for missing that game. It was against Hufflepuff, who did finish last. So, not much more points. We did win still. But not quite enough points. I'm thinking I do better this year. Win us some house points. We get House Cup again. I earn this trophy for real and go home a very happy Slytherin. Now, you've been very nice. I will let you in on a secret that most people don't know. I have another hobby. It is collecting. What I am collecting, actually, is the house points from each house. Here I have the Huffle points, as I call them. They are topaz stones. This one here represents 10, and these ones here 5. I was lucky to procure them with the help of a Hufflepuff friend that I have. It's much easier to acquire them when you have someone from the house in which you are taking them. I'm only showing you these as these are, I wouldn't say the least valuable, but they are indeed the easiest to obtain, as most Hufflepuffs are willing to help those other students that aren't in their house. I did have Ravenclaw for a brief moment on the, let's say, journey back from acquiring those points. I was found by a Ravenclaw prefect, this being my 4th year not being a prefect myself, was caught and they were taken and returned to, I think they were actually given to the glass because they thought I'd taken them from the glass, which, no, actually each point themselves are held in the head of house office of each house. As points are awarded, they are transported to the glass in which the points are held. Now, I have actually a decent amount of these due to the fact that the first time I took the Huffle points, I grabbed a handful, which in hindsight may have gotten me caught much quicker, but luckily I was able to get back to the common room and store them back into, I'm not going to tell you that actually, so that in case someone is watching now, they don't find them. I do have as well Slytherin points. Those were probably the easiest to obtain behind the Hufflepuff, as soon as I explained to our head of house, Professor Erie, she agreed that I had earned enough points, this being my 5th year, my best year. I had earned enough points to take some with me at the end of that year. Those are back at my house in Manchester, where I do support Manchester United, a football club. My father ingrained in me that having a club was very important. My brother loves his Liverpool. There's a great rivalry that goes on. I don't have a Quidditch team, mainly because my mother's not much of a Quidditch fan, though I have ironically begun to love the Chudley Cannons. They have not quite done well. They did have a top 7 finish in the league a few years ago. That was very, very nice. It was fun to watch. That was, I think, when I actually started enjoying watching the professional Quidditch. I really enjoyed playing it, but watching is not my strong suit. That might have been why my first year I never quite got the hype. But my 3rd year, once I joined as the right side chaser, I realised it was a wonderful sport. My former, let's call him senpai, he ingrained in me that working hard and studying is great, but being able to fly through the air is the best way to clear your mind. And he was right. So if you ever want to clear your mind, find a broom and take to the skies. Of course, watch out for others, watch out for birds, and if you're near the Quidditch pitch, especially watch out for the bludgers. They can be very, very dangerous. I have had one major injury in my 4th year, in which a bludger actually knocked my glasses into my eye. Not very pleasant. I did, however, score 3 goals afterward before being forced off with a swollen, unseeing eye, and I was forced to the hospital wing and spent a good 2 nights there before released. We did happen to win. We did not win that year. Not at all. That was our worst year, actually. But we won that game. I like to think it was my win. But as I said, I need just 2 more. I'm hoping to get the Ravenclaw this year. That was a blunder last year, and I waited way too long because then I wasn't able to get it again. The person who I had in Ravenclaw who said they would help, unfortunately graduated last year. So I have to rely on a slightly less reliable friend in Ravenclaw, though they are all very smart. I can't say that they are all reliable. Just as every Gryffindor is not all courageous, every Slytherin is not cunning, but the traits are there. They're not perfect, but they're there. I believe that Slytherin, being the best house, has a better collection of those individuals who haven't quite found themselves yet, as I haven't quite figured out what I want to do after I graduate. Most people haven't figured out who they are until they understand what they are. And as a first year, you will not understand what kind of witch or wizard you are until you've experienced classes here. I am very good at potions. They have a way of speaking to me that the other classes don't quite have. I achieved an O in my OWLs, as well as I was top of the class last year. I have also achieved an O in my Defense Against the Dark Arts, an A in Transfiguration, an E in my Herbology, and I don't even want to talk about my Divination exam. Divination is not my strong suit, so any questions about that, I will not be able to help you at all. Charms, I also achieved an E, so if you have any questions in those subjects, I can help. I will be taking my NEWTs this year. I am very excited to take the potions exam, as I have already studied the criteria for the NEWTs, though the entire year of potions I've already mastered might not be as fun as I'd like. So hoping that our professor allows me to try a little bit harder potions. So if you need any help with potions, I'm of course here for you. As I have said before, I am a prefect. I have my badge here, of course, but I have turned it into a bookmark as more of a keepsake. I will not be taking as many responsibilities as there are new prefects this year, and I was not selected to be head boy. Because of that, I will spend more time actually helping some of the younger students. I am only taking 5 classes this year, so I don't need to spend as much time studying, though some of my newts will be a little bit harder than I expect. With potions being one of them I don't need to study for, I will have that much more time to help. So if you need anything else, let me know, though we do have Quidditch practice coming up. Once that starts, there will be a couple of nights that I will not be able to assist you. So please, if you see me in the common room and have any questions, just approach me. If you see any other Slytherins around, don't hesitate to ask them questions either. Most Slytherins are very welcome to help. When I was very young and just starting out, most of the older students would come and help me and always remind me that Slytherin will always help you on your way. So I decided I would pass that on and follow the motto and help the students that come forth, that need it the most, or the ones who ask for it. Those who have the ambition to move forward and rush past their limits will always have help, and those who always ask for help will receive it. Of course, welcome to Hogwarts, welcome to Slytherin, and please, if you need anything, just let me know. Have a great day.